It's time to make some cookies. Look what we have in our pantry. Can you believe that we have some cookie mix, brownie mix, bread mix? We have a lot of things in the pantry we've added that are very simple to use. You add a few ingredients from your kitchen and bam, you're done. So we're gonna make some chocolate chip cookies, and I'm gonna use my stones. And I'm also going to use part of one of my tools. So this is the Flex Plus Multi-Prep tool. It has an immersion blender attachment, and it also has a mixer, which that's the part that I'm going to use. I'm going to use the mixer attachment, which has my regular beaters, and then I have these, which you can whisk together your whipped cream. And I have them in, I put it in this one little caddy. I had it in another section of my house on a drawer, in a drawer, and I wasn't really using it. And to be honest, now that I have it all in this one little caddy, I can grab it off the shelf over there. I'm using it more. So I find that if I have it easily at my fingertips, I will use it more. Just like my blender that sits on my counter every day, because I use it every day for a smoothie. And my air fryer is now my toaster oven. I bake vegetables in it. I can roast, I can air fry, dehydrate, rotisserie, I cook popcorn. So those things that I can use in many areas of my life and replace 1 or 2 items out of my kitchen, I've been doing it. So let's get back to the the Flex Plus Multi Prep. And this is a part of the immersion attachment where you could make mayonnaise, your own salad dressing. So I've just got some of my attachments tucked in here, and I keep these in here, and it comes with a cover. So you could do your whipped cream, your mayonnaise, and put it right in the fridge. But I did just want to take a peek and show you the other parts. This is the power. I call this is the power. This is the part that you would connect to whichever piece you're going to use. The battery goes on it, and then it hooks to the blender, the immersion blender, the food processor, or the mixer. So here's the food processor. You've got a couple of different blades that come with it. There's 3 different blades. And it's, 6 cups. It's not small by no means. Then you have 2 batteries. I've got them both charged. They've been charged. What you want to do is, this is the one item that's last to the party and the first to leave. So when you're hooking up, putting together your Flex Plus, this is the last thing that you're going to put on. And then, of course, you have your battery charger, which is electric, of course. Okay, so I've got my battery, and I've got my power, so I call my power. So I'm going to hook this right onto here. It snaps right in there. Let's get our beaters. They click right in. The last beater that I had, the last mixer I had with beaters, I had since 1995. The thing, I think I have these in the wrong way. The thing was so old that the center of it, like how it has a center right here, it was so old it was coming apart. I was so afraid one of these days I was going to use it and the thing was going to fall apart. I did gingerbread houses, not last year, but the year before. I think we made 10 of them, and I thought that thing was going to fall apart. I thought it was going to fall right apart in my hand. All right, so now we're ready. So the last thing to the party is going to be the battery. Okay, I'm not going to put it on yet because I want to open up our mix. And I've got my egg here. And I already went ahead, the recipe called for, you're going to mix in 6 tablespoons of melted butter or vegan butter, cooled to room temperature, and 1 egg or a vegan equivalent. So if you didn't want to use egg, you didn't want to use butter, you can use whatever you want to make it your taste, your style. All right, so we're going to open up the chocolate chip mix. And this makes, I'm going to drop round tablespoons of dough, and it makes approximately 18 cookies. Oh, chocolate. So I'm going to a function tonight, and I decided that I would bring a little snack because the ladies will appreciate it. My oven is ready. In goes my... Now this is one thing I always do, and I dumped my butter in first. I'm going to crack my egg open into this glass container. Why? Because I always drop egg shells in my stuff, and then I'm dishing it out. Sometimes you can't find it, right? So, note to self, and what I do, I always open it in here. Then it's easier to chase around those eggshells. And of course, when you do it that way, you won't drop any eggshells in there. It just happens. So in goes the egg. All right. And now we're ready to get... The attachment is ready for the battery. Remember that I said this was the last thing to the party because you don't want it to be draining the battery. My dog is like anxious to go outside. So there's a safety button here that you have to push first to make sure that it knows that the battery is there. Now it's ready to go. So this is great for camping. If you go camping and you want to take, this is a good little thing you could put in just in a bin like I have mine and put it in your camper, and then you've got cordless, or if you have a crazy kitchen, you know, you can do this. It's great for cordless. You know, I've got one plug over here. I've got my night light. I have my empanada meat is working right there. So I kind of really don't want to, you know, have to use, this came out perfect for me to use it cordless. And who loves chocolate chip cookies? All right. So I'm going to shut that off, and I'm immediately going to take off my battery. That's how the battery stays the life the best and the longest. Now I'm going to get together because I've got some, and I'm using one of my great bowls that I love. It's a plastic bowl with a suction on the bottom of it. Now I'm just kind of going to incorporate the chips. Everything's mixed all in great. Just going to kind of plug it together, put the chips together, and then I'm going to use my scoop. And I don't have to grease my pizza stone. I have a bunch of stones that I'm going to use. You can see my stack of them. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them that I'm going to use. And I typically, my scooper, this is the way that you ensure all your cookies are, number 1, the same size. Number 2, they're going to cook all the same. And that's what you want. So it's hard when you have a really big cookie. It's going to take longer than a smaller one to cook. My stone into the oven, it's going to cook for 12 to 15 minutes. I will certainly jump back on and show you what they look like. Thanks for watching, everybody.